Let me welcome you to my channel. Before we begin the video, I would really appreciate it if you could subscribe and like this post. Roman Reigns has made a big tease about his future following his WWE retirement. The original Tribal Chief is the biggest name in the Stamford-based promotion today, and he is not ruling out a non-wrestling role after he is done with in-ring competition. At 39 years of age, Roman Reigns is seemingly nearing the end of his career as an active WWE superstar. He has done it all in the business and will go down in history as one of the all-time greats. In a recent interview with Sports Illustrated, the original Tribal Chief talked about what he plans to do once he is done with pro wrestling. He pointed out that people would pay good money to see him host a podcast with WWE legend Paul Heyman. Check out his comments below. Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman have been quite close to each other for a long time now. The original Tribal Chief was the one who inducted the Wiseman into the WWE Hall of Fame earlier this year, ahead of WrestleMania XL. Heyman is one of the greatest talkers in the history of WWE. Reigns has also solidified himself as a menacing figure on the microphone over the past 4 years or so. A podcast hosted by Roman and Paul is bound to do massive numbers. Roman Reigns, the undisputed Tribal Chief of WWE, has proven time and again that he thrives in the spotlight. Whether it's holding court in the ring, cutting a promo that leaves fans buzzing, or delivering match-of-the-year performances, Reigns is no stranger to captivating audiences. But what happens when his time in the squared circle comes to an end? In a recent candid interview, Reigns teased a surprising and potentially lucrative post-retirement venture, a podcast co-hosted by another massive WWE star. The idea, which Reigns hinted at during a conversation with wrestling media, has already sparked widespread excitement and speculation among fans. So, what's the story behind this intriguing concept? And who might join the Tribal Chief on this new journey? Let's dive into what we know so far. Roman Reigns has been at the top of WWE for nearly a decade, solidifying himself as one of the company's most successful and compelling performers. However, in recent years, Reigns has made no secret of his desire to eventually scale back his wrestling commitments. "I'm not going to wrestle forever," Reigns said in a previous interview. "There's a shelf life to what we do in the ring, and I've always been thinking about what's next." His latest comments suggest that what's next could involve a major pivot to podcasting, a medium that has exploded in popularity over the past decade. "I've always enjoyed storytelling and connecting with people on a deeper level," Reigns explained. "Podcasting is such a natural fit for that. It's unscripted, it's real, and it gives you the chance to go deeper than you ever could on TV." While Reigns kept his cards close to his chest, he dropped a tantalizing hint about his potential podcast partner, a fellow WWE star with massive crossover appeal. "It's someone who's been in the trenches with me, someone the fans know and love," Reigns teased. "This is a person who can hold their own in any conversation, whether it's about wrestling, life, or the world at large. Trust me, when you hear the name, you'll understand why this could be huge." Naturally, the cryptic comment has led to rampant speculation among fans. Could the co-host be Paul Heyman, Reigns' longtime advocate and one of the sharpest minds in the business? Or perhaps Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Reigns' cousin and a megastar whose charisma would make for riveting podcast content? Other names floated by fans include Seth Rollins, Reigns' former Shield brother, John Cena, whose Hollywood career mirrors that of The Rock, or even Brock Lesnar, whose rare interviews could bring an aura of mystery to the show. Reigns offered a glimpse into what fans might expect from the podcast. Unlike traditional wrestling-focused shows, the Tribal Chief envisions a format that blends in-depth wrestling discussions with broader topics like culture, family, and personal growth. "This wouldn't just be about wrestling," Reigns clarified. Sure, we talk about big matches, backstage stories, and the industry as a whole, but I want to go deeper. I want to have conversations that make people think, that inspire them, and maybe even challenge their perspective. He also hinted at a potential visual component, suggesting that the podcast could be filmed in a high-end studio to create a show that feels more like a premium talk show. People are willing to pay for quality, Reigns said. If we do this right, fans will pay a lot of money to watch it. For Reigns, podcasting represents a perfect transition from the rigors of in-ring competition to a more sustainable form of entertainment. Wrestling legends like Stone Cold, Steve Austin, Chris Jericho, and Mick Foley have all found success in the podcasting world, using the medium to connect with fans and share untold stories. However, Reigns' vision appears to go beyond the typical wrestling podcast. His ambition to include broader cultural topics and his ability to attract a co-host of equal stature could set the show apart in a crowded market. Roman has always had a way of commanding attention, one fan tweeted. If he's putting his energy into a podcast, you can bet it'll be the biggest thing in wrestling media. The news of Reigns' potential podcast has set the wrestling world abuzz, with fans eager to speculate about the show's format, content, and potential guests. I could totally see Roman and The Rock doing this together, one fan wrote on Reddit. They're both insanely charismatic, and their family dynamic would make for some fascinating conversations. Others have pointed out the possibility of surprise guests from outside the wrestling world, given Reigns' growing connections in Hollywood and professional sports. Imagine Roman interviewing NFL players, actors, or musicians, another fan suggested. This could be so much bigger than just wrestling. While the idea of a Reigns-led podcast is exciting, it also comes with challenges. Wrestling podcasts are a saturated market, and even a star of Reigns' caliber would need to differentiate his show to stand out. Additionally, Reigns' busy schedule as WWE's top star might leave little time to focus on launching a new venture. However, with his rumored plans to transition into a part-time wrestling role, the timing could be ideal for him to explore new opportunities. I've learned that success comes from surrounding yourself with the right people, Reigns said. If I do this, I'll have the best team in place to make it a success. Though details remain scarce, one thing is clear. If Roman Reigns launches a podcast, it will be a must-listen event. His magnetic presence, combined with the star power of his potential co-host, could redefine what a wrestling-related podcast can achieve. This isn't just about talking into a mic, Reigns said. It's about creating something special, something people will look forward to every week. Whether it's breaking down big matches, sharing personal stories, or diving into topics that matter, I want this to be something people can't wait to hear or watch. As the Tribal Chief continues his historic run in WWE, his comments about a post-retirement podcast offer a glimpse into his long-term vision. Reigns has always been a forward thinker, and his ability to evolve has been key to his success. Wrestling has given me everything, he concluded, but I know there's more I can do, more I can offer. Whether it's in the ring, on a podcast, or somewhere else, I'm excited for what's next. For fans, the prospect of Roman Reigns transitioning from dominating WWE to dominating the podcast world is thrilling. If his track record is any indication, the Tribal Chief is poised to rule yet another arena, and fans will be more than willing to follow him there.